How do you handle first the acting situation and then also just with crew members? Because I think that's super valuable, especially for young filmmakers coming up.
Okay, first of all, I would probably say that I've had the privilege of working with a lot of good actors who aren't like that, and I could put it down to if they're confident and they know their stuff, they've got nothing to prove, so there's no ego, so therefore they're not difficult. If they're nervous about something, they're worried about that big emotional scene coming up, they haven't learned their lines, they're a little bit anxious about it, that will come out in one way or another, which is probably animosity towards you. And any of the good actors, and I mean good as in their performance, they're also the ones that turn up on time, carry the cases, make the coffee or whatever when they're not working. And there's a correlation there. There really is. And it's always the difficult ones. It's funny. It's those what they call the enemy of production, where there's always one person, whether it's an actor, a crew member, who will derail your film unless you isolate them from a point of view of work out who it is, and you need to pull them to one side, offset, and say, is there something I can help you with? What seems to be troubling you? Can we talk about it? Is there anything I can do? I'm sensing something that you're not happy. Can I help? And just bringing it out into the open sometimes, especially with crew members, is that's the way to go, because then they realize they've been rumbled. Mm-hmm. Killing them with the kindness, and you're saying, hey, look, I'm letting you know that I've noticed your behavior. Hey, let's all get on. What can I do to help you? If there's something that you're not happy with, let's talk. And they can't, in theory, then continue to be a jerk about it, because you've already pointed it out to them.
You've called them out on it.
You've called them out on it. With actors, I think if we can find that thing that's troubling them, so you need to speak to them offset, mm-hmm. and let them know that they can mention it. You don't want to do it in front of the DP, you don't want to do it in front of another actor, because they might be embarrassed, or what's troubling them might be the person that's stood next to you. Mm-hmm. And just say, look, everything all right, because I'm sensing this thing. And again, once you've called them out, it's you want to make it. You're trying to make the film the best it can be. You need their help to do that, and it's just about getting them on side. Failing that, if you just want to get as much coverage as you can to try and cut it. It's a sad thing, but it's one of those things where you need to say, well, if they're not cooperating, mm-hmm. how do we still make the scene work? And just work with them, really.
Do you feel that, I've had this experience, but do you feel that when actors feel that they're not safe, because it's our job to give them a safe space to play, if they feel unprotected, if they feel unsafe, some of them will just go introvert, but a lot of them will come out and will create problems, create havocs, because then at that point they're in survival mode, because they're exposing themselves so much out there that if this guy or this girl does not have my back, I got to take care of myself. So screw everything else, and that's when the problems start. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I've made that mistake before, actually, where the actor's feeling very vulnerable. They've just given me the performance that I want, and what I've done is that I've kind of gone, oh, thank God, we've got the take, right, let's move on. And I'm talking to the DP, but now I find the time to go up to the actor and go, that was awesome, this, that, and the other, you nailed it, da-da-da-da-da. Is there another take you want to try? Do you want to try a different way? Because obviously that was the way that I asked you to do it. Is there another input? And they think, oh, no, if you like that was fine. Mm-hmm. Rather than, they feel like they want to give it another go, but a different way. And there was a tip that I picked up from Spielberg, actually, where I was watching the extras on Catch Me If You Can with DiCaprio. Mm-hmm. And he was saying that they would do all these takes the way that Spielberg wanted DiCaprio to do it. And at the end, Spielberg would just say, right, dude, just do another one, but go crazy. Mm-hmm. Do something outrageous. Yep. And he would say that in the edit, 9 times out of 10, they would use the outrageous take because there was no inhibitions. DiCaprio felt free. But it was just the fact that he had been listened to. The actors need to know that they put their point of view across. And sometimes I've had suggestions from the actors that I want to go with, and I might make more of a thing of it to the crew that we're going with the actor's suggestion, just so they go, hey, everyone, this idea was from this actor. Isn't it a great idea? We're now going to shoot it this way. And they kind of feel a little bit, hey, I've put some input in here and everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit manipulative, but you are protecting them and you're also, bigging them up, really.
It is so much about filmmaking is psychology, in how you produce it, how you find the money for it, how you actually shoot it, how you edit it, how you distribute it, and also just the psychology of telling a story with subtext and creating different things and all that kind of stuff when you're doing stories. It's really interesting, and I think filmmakers really don't get that across. They don't teach that in film school. That's psychology should be a prerequisite in any and all film schools. Would you agree on that?
It's like 50% of the set, because you've got a psychology going on with the crew, you've got the actors with the director, you've got the director and the execs, you've got it's all egos. Has he or she had her input? I don't know. It's like, it's the classic story of like the editor and the director leaving in shots that they know to be bad or over long, so that when it goes up the chain to the producers and the execs, they go, don't like that shot, take it out. Good idea. Thank you very much, producer B. We'll take that great example, the great, input, and then you take out the shot. And everyone feels that they've been heard. And the danger comes is when you present someone with an edit where it's in a really good place, and if they're insecure that they need to make changes, otherwise they feel that they haven't been heard, you're going to be damaging the movie. And then you're into a battle there. So you almost want to go, well, let's leave in that shot. That piece of information is redundant in that scene, so we'll leave that in. And then if no one picks up on it, you can take it out anyway.